What's going on, guys? Russo Trades here, and JD J Daniel Castro is here as well with me. So this video, I don't know if I'm gonna post it. It really depends on the results from this, but I was sitting in my bed thinking that the inverses I trade are not that complicated, but there is a lot of variables. So I watched a video of ICT explaining what he told his son to do, and I wrote down exactly what he told his son to do. And so for you people watching my YouTube, I'm going to give you a rules-based strategy that ICT gave to his son that is proven to be profitable, and I'm going to back test it for you in this session and show you how easy it is. So first off, we we need to go to the higher time frame. We can remove I can remove the weekly, the daily, and the 30-minute. The only higher time frames we really need here are the 15-minute and the 1 hour. We don't even need the 4 hour, but so as you can see, the first step is to this goes for any strategy. Our inverses, we do this as well. Where is the market drawing to or gravitating towards on the 15-minute or the 1 hour time frame? Either it's gravitating towards liquidity above an old high or an old low, or it's gravitating towards an imbalance, which is a fair value gap that has not been filled. So figure out your higher time frame bias. Once you do that, either on the 15-minute or the 1 hour, you're going to drop down to the 5-minute and look for a 5-minute liquidity sweep in the opposing direction you are targeting on the higher time frame. So if I think the market's going to go up, I need to see a liquidity sweep like this. I need to see it sweep liquidity like that. And then we're going to go, and this is our higher time frame target. So higher time frame draw on liquidity. Don't know if this is gonna work. Gonna back test it. Really, honestly, have no idea. If this strategy works that he taught his son, literally this simple, then then you guys have a freaking strategy that works here, and it's very rules based and it's very simple to follow. So there's your higher time frame draw on liquidity on the 15-minute slash 1 hour. I don't really care what this is up here. I don't care if it's a swing high or a swing low. I don't care if it's an imbalance or an inefficiency. As long as you find that the market's gravitating towards that, then you're going to look for a 5-minute sweep of liquidity. And then you're going to trade the very first 1-minute fair value gap that's created in that direction. So you're going to trade the very first fair value gap in here toward the liquidity. And you're not going to target the liquidity, but you want to be in that direction because it's going to increase the chances of your trade working out. You're going to set a 1-to-1. Your stop is below the old low, and you're targeting a 1-to-1. He only lets his son trade one trade per day and one contract per day, and he's taking a 1-to-1. He doesn't care if this hits or not, but he needs the draw on liquidity so this trade can play out. So this is the model right here. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna do some back testing, and me and JD will probably go back and forth on it. But it seems dope. That's the only reason I even got this out. Like, I love inverses, and I'm always gonna trade inverses. I probably won't ever trade this, but this is for the people out there that have like just want to keep it super simple, rules based, and don't want to worry about the variables I trade with. Like the way I trade inverses, like there's a lot of variables that you really need to learn a lot. But with this model, there's really not a whole lot to learn. So we'll jump right into it. We will jump right into it. We're gonna back test this a little bit, and he tells his son, "Oh, that's another rule I missed. I'm gonna write down the last rule. You don't have to do this, but at least trade within the kill zone." Did I? I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, because I'm in replay mode. You don't have to trade the silver bullet hours, but the silver bullet time windows, I'm gonna put them in right here. The silver bullet time windows will increase your chances of your trade playing out. And I know that for a fact because even inverses work out more in the silver bullet time window. Silver bullet hours only, and that is at 3 to 4 a.m. EST slash 10 to 11 a.m. EST slash what's the last one? 2 to 3 p.m. EST. So these are your 3 silver bullet hours for you people who say you might not be able to take a trade because you're working. Now you have no excuse because you have 3 sessions, 1 hour apiece to take a trade. So um this is the complete rules. Take a screenshot if you need to. The little model that I drew out is right here. So it got all distorted, but that's the model. So let's jump right into it. See what we get. I'm very curious to see how well this works.
Let's see what the bulls are hiding.
Yeah, now we have our rules and we're gonna see what it does. I'm just gonna keep going back in time as far as I can. Hang on, let me go to replay mode. Let me go like this, keep going back in time as far as I can. Wait, we're in February 24. Okay. Well, I guess the farthest you can go is February. Damn. All right, so we're gonna turn on our silver bullet indicator, and that's really all we need. Um,
It's probably because the contracts update.
oh yeah, probably.
And it's
JD,
the
look at JD.
guru over here.
Yeah, we're all right, so we gotta go to the silver bullet hour. So we're gonna go to 3 a.m. Let's go to 15 minute and make this faster. 3 a.m. We're gonna do this for about, we're gonna get a handful of trades, at least 10 trades to see what we get. So here, London session open, silver bullet hour open. So now our job is to go to the 15 minute and the 1 hour to figure out which high or which low will be swept or which fair value gap will be unbalanced or will be balanced. To my eyes already, I think the draw is up because we have this unbalanced fair value gap here. So this entire session on the lower time frame, I would be gravitating towards this because we did sweep this liquidity already. We swept 2 lows here. So I'm leaning more bullish and we're delivering out of this BPR. So I definitely see us going up and filling this. So now that we know that, we do have to wait for a 5 minute sweep, and then we have to wait for a 1 minute fair value gap. So I'm looking for this low to be swept, or any of these low. This low can be swept as well. Hopefully it doesn't pump up before we get it. And it's gone. So it hit our draw on liquidity. That means our draw on liquidity is correct. So I mean, we were correct there, but we didn't get the entry. Um, Yeah, we just didn't get the entry. I mean, look, oh, there it was. We got the 5 minute sweep. I'm gonna go down to the 1 minute and see if we got an entry. So we technically still would have worked. So let's see the 5 minute sweep. We just swept the 5 minute. Now we're gonna look for a 1 minute bullish fair value gap to trade. And no fair value gap yet. And there it is. So that's the very first fair value gap. So we would take this trade if we get the retracement. Once this candle closes, we would set our limit order at the very top of it. We would set our stop at the swing low, and then we would go for a 1-to-1. So let's see. I mean, I don't think it'll work out because we already hit our higher time frame draw on liquidity, but let's see if we even get the retracement. All right, we got the retracement. And it works even without the right draw on liquidity. Look at that. Tap right into it, and boom, we're off to the races. So this is pretty dope. This is pretty dope. Um, it looks like it's working out pretty well. So we'll go to the next session. What do you think
Wait,
about that, JD? That's pretty crazy, huh?
wait. So
You
it
saw
it
that,
hits.
right?
It goes for so once it goes for the liquidity, we just jump off of the fair value gap. So if it hits
No.
liquidity, so if it hits liquidity and it forms a fair value gap, if it retests the fair value gap, you just buy off of it or sell off of it, depending
Well,
on the
let's
direction
just
of.
say up here. We think that, remember at the beginning I said I think we're gonna go up here for this
Yeah.
session. So I was bullish for this session. So now we know I'm bullish for this session. Now we're on
Uh,
the 5 minute chart. The reason I was bullish was because we were on the 15 minute chart. So now we
yeah.
drop down to the 5 minute and we wait for that liquidity sweep. We just swept a low. So we just swept a liquidity. We swept some liquidity right here.
Oh, those equal
Um,
lows.
yeah, technically equal lows. Good eye there. That is, yeah, equal lows. Equal lows right there. Good stuff, JD. Noting that. So we swept it, and he says once you sweep the low, wait for the first fair value gap to be bullish if you're bullish. So there's our first fair value gap. I took my entry and I placed my limit after it was created. So it's a 1, 2, 3 candle formation. I placed my limit here. We tapped into it and we went 1-to-1. I
How
mean,
do you
it
know
doesn't
that?
really.
How do you know that it's gonna? Um, How do you know that that's the low?
This is the last low here. I mean, we could put it under this low, but they're equal lows there, so I wouldn't put it under that low. I normally like the most furthest low on the 1 minute. So we have a low here, there's lows here, and there's
Yeah.
lows here.
What
And
about on
then
the left?
the next lows would be over here, but these don't matter because we took liquidity from here already. So if we go back down here, we shouldn't even have a stop loss down here because if price even starts breaking through this low, we're done anyway. That's why our stop loss is below this low.
That
So
yellow line is a fair value gap. Oh, that's the BPR, right? The yellow
yeah,
one?
that's the BPR. Yep.
Got
So technically, to answer your question, we just want our stop loss in a place where it will, if our stop loss hits here, our trade will be invalidated. Because I know if we hit this low, we're gonna keep going down because we shouldn't come back to this low after we already swept liquidity. So
Uh-huh.
the rules say look for the 15-minute draw. So I was bullish. I waited for the 5-minute sweep. Once we swept it on the 5-minute, I waited for the 1 minute fair value gap. We got our entry here and it paid out perfect. So let's go to the next session and see what we get. So we're 1 for 1 right now. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
I
So
gotta delete all this.
so once we okay, cool. So once we basically hit the place that we predicted it would go to based on liquidity, uh once it goes in the opposite direction, you just wait for a fair value gap to form and you put a
Ex
limit there. And you
exactly.
okay.
Yeah, that's what his son's doing. That's really how ICT trades. So now we're on the 15-minute chart. We're waiting for our silver bullet hour. Our silver bullet hour is now, and now we're finding our draw on liquidity. Um, We swept this low and we delivered from this. So what do you think that makes me?
If
This
you
this entire session, will I be bearish or bullish?
probably bear bullish.
Okay, so I'll be bullish. Good. So we have what do we have here? We have a big 930 wick, which we know is a good liquidity pool. So I would
Yeah.
be bullish here. Now what
Yeah.
do? We go down to the 5-minute and wait for a liquidity sweep. So
Uh-huh.
the only low this is a low right here. This is a low right here. So we would wait for this to get swept. If it gets swept, it might not get swept. It might just go straight to TP.
Why is that a
Um,
low? Why is that a low versus the the big wicks on the bottom?
Because
God.
this is the first low right here that I
Yeah.
seen after the silver bullet started. There is more lows down here, but we just need some low to get hit, and our this is the closest low. Now actually that changed. Now this is the closest low that can get hit. So even if we sweep this, it'll still be valid if we don't hit TP. But I was bullish at the beginning, so now the silver bullet hour is over, so you can't even trade it. But let's see if we find a trade. Um, all right, now so we swept our 5-minute low. It's not the silver bullet hour. ICT will kill you if you don't follow his rules, but now we have our fair value gap. We'll see if it works. We're 1 for 1. It doesn't matter the size of the fair value gap. That only matters with inverses. So we will put our 1 to 1 here below the low. We're bullish, so we're taking a long and we're gonna go for a 1 to 1. I doubt this works. If it works, I'm gonna be like, oh,
Almost. It worked.
no, it didn't tap us in. Now it's about to tap us in. It didn't tap us in yet.
What do you mean tap us in?
Our limit orders at the fair value gap. We don't market execute.
Unless it
ICT's
closes?
never.
Is
Yeah,
it
with
close?
the way we trade, ICT never taught us to market in like clicking buy or sell. Never. He always says place a limit. So you place your limit at the fair value gap, the very tip of it, and you wait for it
Huh?
to get marketed in. But at
Oh,
this
I
point,
see.
it's so late. At this point, it's so late that this ain't gonna work. So this won't be part of the study because when you see this take off already, very low probability.
Oh, that's
But
an
if it
inverse.
it is. Oh shit. It worked. ICT, what do you got going on with this strategy? It worked 2 for 2 now. We weren't even in the silver bullet hour. This is
Oh,
amazing. Let's go to the
the, in-
next session.
the inverse failed?
Yeah, the inverse failed, but you know why that inverse failed? Because it was so tiny. We don't trade tiny inverses. They have to be very big, obvious inverses.
No, there's a bigger one above it.
Was there?
Yeah, it was a huge one.
Where?
Is that where the trade was?
Yeah, right around here.
Okay.
This inverse worked. It worked. Entry was here. Internal liquidity was here. So you would have taken it from here to here. That one worked. The one we traded though, that we took his son's model was this fair value gap, so it inversed it and then it closed back above. That's why the tiny ones are not good.
Oh yeah, no, I meant the one above it. So
Oh, this one?
uh no. The one that you said a second ago, actually, looked before. The
Oh,
one that
okay.
worked.
Okay. So we're 2 for 2 with this strategy. This is pretty sick. I mean,
Both the strategies worked.
yeah, both the strategies worked. Both of them worked. We're gonna go to the 2 p.m. silver bullet. All right. So now we have the 2 p.m. silver bullet. I have to find a draw on liquidity.
Oh, that's an
Uh,
inverse
where?
right there.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, pretty good. It played out already because it hit internal liquidity. So yeah, that's an okay inverse. But
Well,
I
let's
think
see
we
the
go up.
inverse.
We swept these lows. So I think we go up here. I think my draw here is, and we put in an order block that we're rejecting. So 15 minute, 1 hour shows me I'm bullish. I'm bullish once again. Now in this silver bullet session, I have to wait for a low to be swept because I'm bullish. If I was bearish, I need to wait for a high to be swept. This is the first 5 minute low I see in sight, so I'm gonna wait for this to get swept. And I'm gonna take the model. Now the high is here. So we're gonna wait for this low to be swept, and then we're gonna take our 1 minute fair value gap entry. And the silver bullet session is over, so you didn't even get it.
Oh, that's crazy. Look how
Um,
close they got. Oh, there it is. It swept the low.
all right, we swept the low. It's not the silver bullet session. It's 3:30. I don't think this works, but let's see. If we get a fair value gap, I'll enter. We haven't got one yet. No projected. No fair value gap. No bullish fair value gap. There it is. There it was right there. That was the fair value gap. Ah, shit. I missed the entry, but we're gonna just play it like we thought. Play it like I seen it in real time. So our limit would have been there. This was the tiny fair value gap. Our 1-to-1 is right here. And actually, you would have got tapped in on this candle, and then this candle would have hit. So that worked too. Does that make sense, Shady? And does it? Yeah. So we would have got tapped in here, and this would have worked. Man, this would be a great video to post. But wow, ACT, this actually works, and it's not. Sometimes it works, and you're not even in the right time. Jesus, this is insane. Why didn't we learn this back then? I'm still super happy with inverses, but like for people out there who watch my videos and just want something super simple and strict, this is where it's at for real. Um, so we're in the session. I'm gonna draw premium and discount here because now we're in premium, so I think this gap gets filled. I don't think we seek liquidity right now because the highs and lows are too far away. I think this gap gets filled, so I'll be bearish during the session. Now I need to wait for the swing high to get swept. And we almost hit our draw on liquidity already. So now we need to see this high get swept, and then we need to take our fair value gap down if we get it. No, we never get it. Our draw on liquidity hit, just like I said. I thought we would hit the 15-minute gap. I guess let's find a new draw on liquidity since we're still in the session. Um, if we bounce from 50% here, I'll be bullish. See what we get. The session's over. And we did bounce.
Oh, look at the bullets.
Anyway, yeah, we'll go to the next session. No trade there. 2 for 2, not bad. Or 3 for 3, I think. Yeah, 3 for 3. Damn. That was a big old candle.
Whoa.
Um, I
Just flip
think
it.
we I think we go to this high, so now we wait for a 5 minute sweep. The closest we went to the high already. Never mind.
Oh, isn't that a BP?
Uh
A small one?
yeah, where?
Uh, the bottom of that candle.
Here?
Yeah.
No, because there's no fair value gaps on this side.
Well, no, that
Well,
little,
technically there is a little fair value gap. So yeah, this would be the BPR right here.
they rejected off of it and it flew up.
Yep. Yep, that there it is right there. Pretty good. Good stuff. So I think we're still bullish here. I'm gonna target these highs and I'm gonna wait for a 5 minute sweep. I don't know if we get it. Oh, where's the low? This is the first low in sight because we have a lower high, lower low, lower high. So this is a 3 candle formation. Swing low, closest swing low. We need to see it get swept. No sweep. Now our new low would be here. Need to wait for it to get swept. Nothing yet. Swept it. Now go to the 1 minute and look for a bullish inverse. Or not a bullish inverse. Look at me talking about inverses. So here's our bullish fair value gap. I'm gonna do a couple
Inverse?
more and then we'll call it. I mean, I think you, what'd you say?
I just said inverse.
Yeah. I'll probably call it soon because now I see the strategy works now. It really does, Jesus. So let's see if this one works. And it doesn't work. This one don't
No,
work. It's all right. It's all right. You won 3 trades and we lost one. So you just sometimes you can't win them all. I definitely think this gets ran though. This low resistance liquidity. It's so algorithmic and it looks so clean that when we inverse this, we're gonna run it. So this is just for backtesting purposes. And we'll take our buy after it inverses. There's the inverse. I think we run now here. We fly. And we don't fly. All right. So what happens there? We take an L on the inverse and we go to the next inverse. Because I'm still confident in this getting ran. This, so we take another one and it runs. Let's see if it runs. Okay, there. That's what I was looking for. So there it was. That's nice. Didn't run a lot like I would like, but
all
let's go
right.
to the next session. We'll do, so we did 4 trades. We'll do one more. You think 5 trades is enough data for people?
Sure, why not? They can do their own back testing.
Yeah, they should, honestly. After this, I'll be done. Okay, so our draw here, damn, I started the session too early or clicked too fast. Um, I already seen the candles. Now it's like, what the fuck? I'm obviously bullish. Let's wait for a swing low to be taken out, maybe. Nope, no, just bullish the whole session. We'll go to the next session and find our last trade. JD wants to go to sleep. Oh, why do I
There it
keep doing that?
goes.
I just missed it. So here, I guess our draw on liquidity would be lower here. This is my draw because when we come down with this momentum and inverse all of these, my draw would be the nearest low. So I'm gonna wait for a 5 minute sweep, and there goes our draw on liquidity. It hit already. So we'll go to the next one. Find our last trade, and this time I won't skip it. All right.
So for this strategy, can you just do like the higher the low, like top or bottom? Or do you have to like find the internal recent bottom?
You don't have to find the internal range liquidity for this. Just any swing high or any swing low, and you just target a 1-to-1.
Okay.
So this will be the last one, and I'm gonna go through it step by step. I'm on the 15-minute chart. The silver bullet session started. Now I find my draw. Where is the market drawing to on the higher time frame? Since we swept this low, I think we go sweep this very obvious high up here. So I'm bullish for this entire session. Now I know my bias. I'm only taking longs. Now I'm gonna look for a sweep on the 5 minute. Once I get my sweep, I'm gonna look for a 1 minute fair value gap. We need this low to be swept though, and I don't think we get it. Damn. So being bullish was right. Let's see if we get it. Nope, we hit liquidity already. Next session. Jesus. So this happens a lot. As you can see, it is a very mechanical strategy, but you might get you might not get as many entries, and sometimes you might not get filled because sometimes fair value gaps never get retraced into. So it's not like inverses where you have a million trades a day. You literally will find like one a day if you're lucky. So we on the 15-minute chart, my bias is bullish again because we swept this low. I think we go back up here at least to fill in this gap. So my draw will be here, and then the next draw would be up higher. Gonna wait for a 5 minute sweep and see if we get it. There's our 5 minute sweep. And now we're gonna look for a 1 minute. We're not even in the silver bullet session, which is not good, but we got a 5 minute sweep. Look for a 1 minute fair value gap, and there it is right there. So here's our entry. Wow. If this works though, like you guys should go back test this and try this. I mean, I might even try this out. I might buy a little $40 Top Step account just to trade this strategy on, just to fucking see what it does. And eh, almost.
Oh,
And
balls.
and it works. Look at that.
It
Damn,
worked.
ICT. Well, this strategy was 4 for 5, so you got an 80% win rate here at a 1-to-1. You'll be very profitable with this if you can stick to the rules. That was pretty nice. Wow. I was not expecting this, so
I think we've unlocked the bulls.
yeah, this would be good. I'm gonna put in. I'll talk about it later. I guess you can end the recording there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did, so we'll end it there. Unless JD has any questions or anything to say, then I'm all ears.
No, just don't forget to back test. Try this out
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes, sir.
Cool.